Fights on Channel 9. Reviews fights dragons high. La luna di questa dura come smokes poco scura. I roll them out loud, pages flip like thunder. Comic book stack, got the heat, no blunder. Breaking down shows, yeah, movies get sliced. Crits on the mic like I'm rolling all dice. Lighting up green while the panels ignite. Superhero smoke, blow clouds in the night. Dungeon to the dragon, I'm the boss, that's fact. Got merch on the table, put the gold in the sack. 5150, I'm spitting reviews. TV, books, anime, drop all the news. Smash cut, fight scene, blood in the frame. Every bar hits like a boss fight game. Cinematic flow, keep the blade in the sheath. Light sparks flash, got the flame in my teeth. I curse, I rip, this channel's grown. Adult vibes only, yeah, I claim that throne. Only yeah, I claim that throne. En la mesa, dragones y dados. Crítico fuerte, los golpes son bravos. Humo en el aire, blunt encendido. Cultura mezclada, yo nunca me olvido. Comics y series, yo vendo mi merch. Todo el canal con la vibra de church. Luces brillando, reseñas al 100. El club explotando, lo canto también. Series y libros, reviews con poder. Películas caen, las pongo a perder. Dragones rugiendo, la mesa encendida. Dungeons and Dragons, me cambio la vida. Back to the fight, old school, new flame. Anime clash while I'm calling the game. Weed smoke rise and the neon is lit. Review every saga, I'm dropping that hit. Sword to the fist and the fist to the mic. Light up the channel, we ride every night. Adult in the booth, yeah, curse when I choose. I don't play safe, I break all the rules. Roll the dice, let the blood hit the stage. Escríticos locos soltando la rage. Coming to the movie reviews on fire. El club encendido, subiendo más higher. Light it up, and the low, Breno never dies, vámonos. Vámonos.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome everyone to another journey into myth, legend, and storytelling. Tonight we're launching a brand new show called Legends Behind the Lens. The show where we examine how horror movies, and any movie to be exact, or television, adapt the myths and legends that inspire them. I'm here with my co-host with the mo-host. This man's like Beetlejuice. Say his name 3 times and he pops up. Jaxson Reigns. What up, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Ready to get into this jump on?
Yes, sir. And we're starting with one of the most popular mythology-based shows in recent years, Percy Jackson and
That's
the
a big fact.
Olympians.
That's a big fact. The movies, came out many moons ago, but they kind of butchered them shits. But they did a lot better with the TV shows. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree, 100%. They definitely did.
All right, so we're gonna basically first off, what did you think about the series? Did you watch it or did you just like follow into it?
I watched it, and I personally thought, just like you said, I agree with you 100% about the whole fact that the books are different than the show, than the movies, but the show is way better than the books, in my opinion. They kind of are more adapted to it than the movies were. The TV show is, and I think personally that they did a lot of different things, changed up a lot of different stuff here and there, but they pretty much stuck to the adaptation for the most part.
Yeah, they definitely they must have realized because if you go on the internet, the disrespect on the movies is real. So they must actually realize, like, listen, if we're gonna do this shit again, we gotta do better than the movies at minimum. They did that. Hence why it's still on. What is it, like they already got signed for the third season, so you already know that means it's doing good enough.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
But so the first season followed basically the first book, The Lightning Thief. So since we're gonna do what we do, we're gonna break down who we came across in that first season. So some of the people we came across, let me just click over here. Let's start with that man. That man is probably one of the most pivotal characters in Greek mythology. I kind of found it funny that they made him a black dude. I didn't read him as a black dude in the book. What do you think about Zeus?
Zeus is he's a great character in Greek mythology, and he's a very powerful person. And yes, I agree with you 100%. I didn't see him as a black or African American person. The
Yeah,
actor
that
is
kind
a
of no, go ahead, go ahead.
the actor is a great actor. Don't get me wrong. He's been in several different shows and movies, but I don't depict him as definitely a tall, bald African American man.
Well, like you said, he's been in numerous things, but Zeus, I
Don't agree with that
don't
at
know.
all.
And it actually put them in a bind because didn't he just recently die?
Yes, he did. Matter of
Yeah,
fact,
so
I
I'm
believe
pretty
he
sure
passed
they
away a
asked
couple years
out.
ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they asked out now. So unless they're gonna use someone totally different, which I guess they can go that route, being a god, he took another form or whatever the case is. But but this dude ain't gonna be doing it no more.
That's a fact.
So now
Maybe a different
bringing up
avatar,
Zeus,
like you said.
that's a fact. So now that we're talking about Zeus, this man, this god, excuse me, has been in almost every story. Let's keep it funky. He was a little bit of a pimp. He was smacking
Yes.
everybody,
Yep.
and he actually was probably, I would say, more than the most powerful. He probably was the smartest god because at least in the books they gave him that because they made it seem like he hustled his other two brothers to get the sky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying? I don't know how true that is to the story, to the real story at least.
but to the real story, he definitely did a lot of hustling. He His father Kronos was going to swallow his children. His mother saved him, and he grew up and went back to save his brothers from the stomach of his father Kronos. And then he definitely did do a lot of manipulation, and he was terrible. Like the show depicts him evil, but he was way worse in the book in Greek mythology, way worse than he is in the show.
Well, they say a lot of them. Wasn't that the setup? Wasn't that why Christianity was able to come in and lock it down? Because they say a lot of those Greek gods was pretty horrid, so to speak.
Oh, definitely. They were all terrible. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they kind of like transferred their names over into Roman mythology. So like Athena would be Minerva, and the god of war Mars would be Athena. I mean, Ares, and
Yes.
then Hermes and Apollo. They're pretty much counterparts, but they're the closest. The Greek mythology and Roman mythology are the closest because they're actually like direct
That
counterparts.
that that's because the Romans was known to do that. When they took your ass over, they just took everything. They did that to the religion. They took your religion. You part of us. Okay, your religion is part of us. Whatever. We seen that in 300. They was take
Yep.
whatever they took over. You just became part of the Roman army, and that's it. You
100%.
know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go back to the okay, so it's Percy Jackson. And so he got his name from Perseus. So if you following that, that would be the son of Zeus. But in the show,
Correct.
he's the son of Poseidon, right? Isn't the real Perseus allegedly the son of Zeus?
Yes. 100%. Perseus is definitely in the mythology 100% the son of Zeus.
So that's actually
And
kind of funny if you think about it, to make it the son of Poseidon here.
yeah, it was kind of odd why they did that. And I'm assuming it's because Zeus already has a daughter in the show. So maybe that's why they changed it for
Well,
continuity.
yes. While he does have a daughter in the show, let's be honest, he wrote the first book following Percy. So he could have gave Percy to Zeus if he really wanted, writing the book. Was it Rick Riordan?
Yeah, definitely. Why the author changed it? I do not know personally.
Well, he's been pressed. He's been pressed, and he actually said Percy Jackson is a blend of Perseus, Theseus, and Hercules himself, which is crazy because I don't see him as super strong to be any blend of Hercules.
I agree with that. And Hercules was also the son of Greece.
Correct. Theseus, I don't think Theseus was.
Theseus was not.
Who was his father or
Theseus,
mother? Who was the god?
I believe she was the mother of a nymphs.
Ah,
A
okay.
nymphs, if I'm not mistaken, I think.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what else we got here. What do you think about my man Poseidon? How you think he came off in the show?
Poseidon in the show is not like the Poseidon in Greek mythology, but they do have him portrayed kind of as like the protagonist of all this, which is kind of weird because in Greek mythology, they were always definitely bumping heads, but Hades and Poseidon and Zeus were the closest with one another in the pantheon. But
Oh yeah.
I definitely don't see any resemblance to the Poseidon in Greek mythology, look wise, the speaking wise. I don't know if they showed enough of him power wise,
You,
but
you
I
don't you
see.
don't think Poseidon would have took a old school fisherman form type shit when he's in his human form?
Yes, I believe he could do that. Yeah, he could take any form, to be honest, but
But
he'll
you
do
don't think he would have took
mostly
his
with the
form like
water.
that?
Do I think he would have took the tongue? Maybe,
Do you
maybe
think he would have
if they
started
want
a
to write it in
family?
the show,
'Cause
possibly.
looking back, I honestly don't think I've ever heard. Who does Poseidon have any demigod children that's well known? Nothing
Well
is coming to
known?
mind right now.
No, no. Poseidon, well known. I don't know any well known demigods from Poseidon.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing I'm thinking of is what the Cyclops, right? Because he had a hand in the creation of Cyclops.
Yes, so every single Cyclops would be considered his one of his children. Yes.
That would be the closest to well known, but I don't think he has any human well known demigod. So I don't think he would have went out smashing no females. And to be honest with you, the only story that come to mind right now with Poseidon smashing any females is Medusa. And he wasn't even nice about that.
No, he wasn't.
Because didn't he snatch her up in Athena's temple, and that was the whole reason. See, again, proving that the Greek gods was crazy. That you mad at this girl that another god took in your temple? That's her fault. Like she was gonna stop him.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. He also, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had something to do with Persephone, the wife of Hades.
Did he?
I think he tried to
He might.
take
I
the.
thought well, Persephone. Well, at least on this show, they made Persephone. Well, the movie and the movie Rosario Dawson made it look like a hooker.
Yes, they did.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Yeah,
she went down that road as far as in the real story.
no, I agree.
Because didn't she wasn't it the real story for Stephanie that she was set up by Hades? That's how he was able to keep her for the amount of time he was able to keep her.
Yep, that's exactly it. He was set up by her for sure.
That's what I figured. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't feeling him neither. But then at the same point, the dude who played Poseidon in the movie really didn't do it for me neither. I'll be honest with you. That
Yeah,
was
I
the
agree
dude
with
from
that.
Grey's Anatomy. I didn't feel him like I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't feel he was Poseidon to me.
Honestly, none of them
What do you
actually
think about
feel.
Hades?
Hades, Hades. I don't like the way Hades is either. Like, in my opinion, like he's just he doesn't seem like him to me. So like he doesn't have the helm. He's looking for the helm. It really doesn't. Like I have not seen any underworld Hades stuff that brings to my attention Greek mythology. Oh, that's Hades. 100% for sure. But that's just my
I,
opinion.
yeah, I feel like they mellowed him out a little bit. Like from the stories I think of when I think of Hades, I feel like the movie kind of made him a little more gangster. I think the TV show he was kind of, just get my stuff back and it be what it be. You know what I'm saying? He really wasn't. I don't know. I didn't feel like he gave me like, oh shit, this man could kill everybody right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I got
Because he's
more of
also
that from Ares. I'm like, yo, Ares
yeah,
is gangster on this show.
yeah, he was. And he was also played by Adam Copeland, who played his Edge in the WWE, and Adam
I
Copeland
thought he
in
looked familiar.
AEW.
I thought he
Yeah,
looked familiar. Well, whoever
yeah, he
idea that was a great fucking idea to make him fucking. I think that might be the next image to make him fucking. Oh no, Dionysus. Well, actually, you know what? What do you think about the Dionysus character?
the actor's pretty. The actor reminds me more of a comedian. I've
Oh,
seen
he
him in a lot
is.
of Yeah, definitely
He is a
comedian.
big time comedian. But
But
I don't know. I feel
go
he's a
ahead.
great Dionysus. Somebody
He,
that this is the god of liquor. This guy will be permanently saucy even if he's not allowed to drink. Because I remember his story. He's not allowed to drink no more, right? Didn't like Zeus or somebody punish him,
yeah, yeah,
or at
he's
least he
not
can't
allowed.
drink liquor. He can drink whatever he wants. I think the show had him drinking like Dr. Pepper or some shit.
Yeah, he can't drink wine or something like that, like wine, alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's punished, so he can't drink alcohol or whatever no more. But the way this dude is portraying him, I thought it was great. I don't know how, but there's not too many. Is there a lot of diagnosis stories? There's not too many stories with him in real myths, no?
No, no, no. There's not many. There's not too many at at all. He's basically like the god of wine, pretty much, and fertility. I believe it's religious ecstasy, madness. But if I'm not mistaken, he was a twice born god that was
Really?
sown. Yeah, he was a twice born god after his mother perished. He was sewn into Zeus's thigh until he was ready to be born. That's
I think that's
Dionysus.
the best
Yes.
part of these stories. Some of the best part of these stories is actually like Aphrodite's, how she was like born from like uh Kronos' sperm and like the shit is crazy these stories or his nut sacks that was thrown in the water or some shit.
Yeah, and then Athena came out of Zeus's head.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
It was
some of the way
crazy.
that they
Yeah.
give you these stories is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. It's hilarious too, to be honest with you. Just the fact that Aphrodite, she's the goddess of love. Why? Because she came from this dude nutsacks. You know what I'm saying? That's it is crazy.
Yep. And then and Dionysus is the child of Persephone and Zeus.
See what I'm saying? Going back to Zeus was smashing everybody. I don't know
Everybody,
why
he just
Hera
took
has
him. He
such
didn't
a
matter.
yeah, but I don't know why like Hera has such a big issue with Hercules and Hercules' parents. Zeus was smashing everybody. Wasn't there a
Yep.
story that he turned into like a swan to smash a chick? Zeus was smashing everybody.
He turned into a swan. He turned into a bull. He turned into so many and smashed everything he wanted. He took anything he wanted. It didn't matter who it was. If it was his brother, his wife, or lover, it didn't matter. He was taking it if he wanted. For sure.
Don't get me wrong. I think Hera started getting mad at everybody else because didn't she try to take over Zeus at one point? Wasn't she? Didn't she get some of the other gods involved to try to like trap him or some shit?
Yep. He tried to get everybody against him. It didn't work though. The only person
That's what I
that
was just about to say.
the only person that had a problem that he really had a problem with was the Knicks. Um, She was the mother of the Nipsey. I can't remember her name right now, but she was the one that he truly feared.
Well, they said he used to have Zeus used to be a little nervous with the face too,
The
allegedly.
sister of Fates.
Through the three sisters or whatever, because
Yeah,
supposedly they told him they gonna clip his shit too one day.
yeah, because they can see the future. Like they know what's gonna happen. The sister of Fates are like they can see the future and premonitions and stuff, so they'll know. And if they're against you, they'll warn other people to put you
They got
down.
another name too. What is it, the Morai or something like that? They call them something else too, the three sisters. Now those three
Mm,
sisters were those the same three chicks we seen in the cab
yeah,
that they
those
also
are the three sisters.
so those are the ones that share that fates, so they share one eye. That's the fates.
Those are the Fates. Yeah, those three sisters are the Fates. 100%.
There's Adam Copeland. You just mentioned him. He played this. I thought he was fantastic as Aries. I'm not even gonna hold you.
And he was, man. He was real good. Deceiving,
And I felt
deceiving, and
like,
tricking people, but
yeah, no, yes,
dou-
definitely. But I
double
also
agent.
felt like he wasn't like, because remember, it's Percy Jackson. This is still a little kid, demigod or not. So he wasn't. They didn't bring nobody huge enough that it would have like dwarfed this little kid. Because this dude is,
Right,
yeah, he's a wrestler. Yeah, he's muscly, but he's not huge. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't look crazy when they was fighting each other towards the end of the season.
right. Like it was when he was fighting the Chimera, and the other big monsters. They were humongous compared to him.
That's what I'm saying. It almost seemed odd. Yeah, I get it. He's a demigod, but I don't know. The stories they were always, or at least I always felt like the heroes in the stories was adults. I didn't take them as like 13-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Out there killing these things. I didn't take Hercules for 13 when he put the lion in the headlock or whatever. I guess
Agreed.
it could have been. Don't get me wrong, but that's not how. Like to me, reading the story or listening to the story, that's not the image that went in my head. I'm imagining, maybe 18 to 21. Yeah, young, but not a little, not a little kid just entering like high school type shit.
Yeah, I don't think he would. I think they did that for the show. To be honest, the whole high school thing. Even though some of them were young back then, but they weren't like that young.
That's what I figured because they was well, you know what? I guess back in the days you were doing shit younger, weren't they? Getting married at like 15, so I guess they could have been kind of young.
Yeah,
Since this is a modern take.
for sure. They've done a lot of changing in it for sure.
What do you think
They've heard
about Lynn Miranda being Hermes?
Hermes. He's funny. He
I
was
don't know
he was
why.
fun.
I actually like the Hermes from the movie for some reason.
I prefer the other guy personally, but this
Yeah,
guy
because
was
that's
just
Nathan Fillion. Nathan
like a
Fillion is
comedy.
fucking hilarious. I don't know
Yeah,
why. Lynn Miranda, I don't know. He didn't do it for me. And mind you, his show on Broadway is spectacular, but it still didn't do it for me.
he was funny though. He was like a
No,
little
he
comedy
it's
role.
a great character. He don't even give me the vibe that he could be Luke's father. Because isn't Hermes Luke's father in the story?
Yeah, and he hates him. Like he's upset with him, and even though he tried to apologize, yeah, 100%. He doesn't like him. They they don't get along.
Again, proving that this is following the books closer. The movies you didn't even know what was going on there really. They didn't really follow it too heavily in the. So what'd you think about hepatitis? Festus.
He
I always pronounce that dude name wrong.
Hephaestus. Hephaestus, another change, of course, even with the Avatar. I agree. The way he decided to free him and get like, okay, I'm just going to let him go. I understand that because that's the type of person he was. He was abused in Greek mythology. severely by everybody. Uh, Aphrodite was taken away from him because I believe he was
Wasn't he
promised to
all
be.
like beat up? Wasn't he like all
Yeah,
crippled or something like that?
he was, bro. He was bad. Like teeth were messed up, eyes were popping out of nowhere. His hair, like, and he was a huge dude too, like one of a giant, like a giant guy. And he did the metal stuff, like he was the god of forging weapons and stuff like that. So they did a number on him, and they locked him up and chained him down there and forced him to make weapons for them.
That's foul. But I did hear that he did have beef with Ares because Ares was smashing Aphrodite, who was allegedly his wife. So the whole little trap and everything
Hmm.
they said, I could see that happening.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why he hated him
And that's why
because he knew
Ares
too.
set up Percy. Ares, listen, Ares is a lot of things, but he's not stupid. You know what I'm saying? That man ain't stupid.
No,
That
he's
man was
not.
like, go get my shit. Go get my shit and we good. I get your shit and you get my shit. Not even realizing, well, he probably did realize that they was going to trap his ass up.
And
That shit was
fun
hilarious.
fun fact: Hephaestus in Roman mythology is known as Vulcan. Another,
Yes.
like we were talking earlier how they converted over, even though they're the same beings. He's another one of the closest ones. He's known as
Was
Vulcan.
Vulcan also beat up and gruesome, kind of like or was it a kind of total different?
No, it was different. He wasn't beat up and gruesome. He was his domain was pretty much similar to the fire, the volcanoes, and masonry, metalworking, blacksmithing, stuff like that, the art of sculpture. But he looked normal, not like Hephaestus. Hephaestus was normal in the beginning until they did a number on him, and then he looked like that. But not Vulcan.
Okay, and Hephaestus was the person in the actual Percy story that made the golden owl, right? Because the gods gave Percy gifts or something like that.
Yeah, he was the one that released him from the chair. He had to sit in the chair and turn to gold. When he turned to gold, and he decided to let him go. He
Well,
decided
but
to
that
let
was
him go.
supposed to be Ares. He wanted Ares in that damn chair.
Yes, he did.
That's what he was going
Aries,
for.
that boy. Let me tell you something, man. Aries is a double agent and working for his dad. I'm pretty sure, but we'll see.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We got that shit. Oh, what's your take on Chiron? I actually don't mind that he's black, even though the dude in the movie was one of the James Bond, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember the actor who played him in the movie, but yeah, he
I
was
think it
cool. I
was
didn't mind
Pierce.
him. Pierce Bronson? No, not Pierce. Was it Pierce Bronson?
I think it was.
And
Or
I don't
Pierce, one
remember
of the
that.
Pierces.
Pierce Bronson, and I don't know if it Pierce. I don't know, Guy Pierce. I forgot what it was. No, he never was.
It was Pierce, something like that.
It has to be Pierce
I think
Bronson.
that's what it was. Hold on, I can look it up real quick. Pierce Bronson. I was right. It was Pierce
It
Bronson.
was Pierce Bronson. Okay.
Yeah, it was Pierce Bronson who played Chiron, or Mr. Bruner, as he's known in his human guise. So they, like the other character, they took liberties and made him black. Now, Chiron is actually pretty famous, no?
Oh, yeah. He's I think he was considered the smartest or wisest centaur or something like that. And he
Or
is
did he?
go ahead.
No, didn't he train? Didn't he train like everybody? Any demigod that you could think of, isn't he actually the person that allegedly trained them? Hercules and everybody.
Yeah. He trained everybody, but he also, if I'm not mistaken, he's the son of the Titan Cronus and
Yeah.
one of the sea nymphs.
So
and he
he's
has.
so
Go
he's a
ahead.
titan then. He's not even a god, no?
He's half. He's a half. So he's half. He's half god, half Titan. He's not half human, half Titan. Because his mother was the sea nymph Philyra, I think that's what her name was, and she gave birth to and that's when she gave birth to him. Which they say was a half man, half horse, but the half man part was the Titan part, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
So he wasn't even really half man. He was so okay. So is he stronger than a regular god, so to speak?
Yeah, but he's not as powerful because he doesn't. He's stronger, but he's not as magic. He's not in magic.
Okay, because I was just about to say, clearly we see him taking orders in the story. We see him taking orders from the gods in the books and on the show.
Yep.
Now here's my question. Okay, so this man has been excuse me, this Titan has been equated with teaching all these demigods. So now in the books and on this show, he has Camp Half Blood. Is that
Mhm.
what he was doing back in the days in these stories where he's the teacher? Did he have something like this, a camp or something of this nature where he was training these people?
Not like a camp. Not like a camp. He trained. So he was trained by. I don't know if you know or remember. He was trained by Apollo and Artemis because Artemis found them and raised them. So he trained them like basically. You know how a regular school of war, but it wasn't like a camp of just half bloods or demigods. That it didn't start off like that. It just started off with him training, and then they ended up going to war with each other, and then that's how he had to protect the. He was protecting some of them, not even all of them. Most of the stuff that he did was just teach everybody hunting, archery, like medicine, music, prophecy. Because he was real smart. He was very intelligent, and if I'm not mistaken, he has medical medical prowess or something like that. So he can heal also. And he look, he was the foster fire. Did I lose you?
Do you even think it's possible that they could have built in the books they built this man horse a wheelchair that's like horse legs that covers his horse legs. So if this was accurate and this was a real type of thing, you even think that would have worked?
Yeah, because it would have been like a wagon. They would have built like some type of wagon with wood, and they were really good with mason stuff and building. So yeah, I think it would have worked. I thought it was kind of. That's what I was going to ask you too. Do you think it was funny that he was in a wheelchair, considering the fact that he had that back in Greek mythology? They weren't going to, it's modern day, so they're not going to put a wagon behind them. What do you think
Yeah,
about
but
that?
even just what kind of how big was that wheelchair that nobody noticed this man got a horseback? You know what I'm saying? Like how big was that fucking wheelchair?
Back in the day, that shit had to be the size of a fucking wagon, bro. Like,
I'm talking about in the story. Remember, the story is modern times, my brother.
oh yeah, that wheelchair is too small. It had to be magic. They had to use a little bit of magic on top of like the
That's
set.
what I'm saying. There had to be a lot of magic, but then now you telling me that he couldn't use magic. So how the hell he was able to do that shit?
No, he's not as strong as Zeus and them and the Titans and the gods with magic. He's like brute raw strength. He can. That's what I meant.
Ah, okay, so
Yeah,
he's on like
man.
a Minotaur level type shit.
Right. Yes, that's exactly what he is. Like he's more of a centaur. They're kind of the same, but they're different.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see who we got next. It's just one of them, but we actually had a few of them. What did you think about the Furies?
I like the Furies kind of because they did a lot of stuff that they do in Greek mythology when it comes to dialogue and stuff. The
Now,
sisters. Go ahead.
was there only three?
Yeah, there's only three sisters. The sisters of fates was
So
only
it's like
three.
the fates then. They're
Yeah,
similar to the
that's
fates.
exactly what they are. That's why they call them the sister, the sister of fates.
But
100%.
okay, so the Furies and the Fates are the same people?
Mm-hmm.
Because I always heard the Furies work for Hades, and the book actually followed that storyline. And then when I hear about the Fates, I've always heard the Fates are above the gods, so to speak. So I don't know if they would have worked for Hades.
No, the fates, the sister of fates won't work for them, but they will work with them. You know what I mean? Like they'll go, like if Zeus wants something or somebody wants something, they'll go and talk to them, and then they'll make a trade, and then they'll get the information that they need, type of deal. But
Okay.
you might be right about the Furies, but I don't know if the show is combining both or not.
Well,
I'm not.
The Furies were not the same as the ladies driving the bus, if you remember. Remember, one of the Furies was one of the teachers in the beginning that attacked them, and then
That
during the
was the one that
season,
got
we've
stabbed with
seen
a
a couple.
pen.
Correct, and then during the
Okay.
season, we've seen him come across other Furies. But it was like three. It was three different ones. So the one he killed in the beginning, and we seen the other two during the season, type of thing. But it wasn't the ladies that was in
And then the taxi.
the taxi. So if those in the taxi was the Fates, the Fury is something different.
Okay, so the Furies are probably, yeah, they're not the same though. The sister of the Fates should be able to tell you the future. Like
Which is what they did with Percy. And they did
yeah.
it two times because they in the second season they come across his ass again, and both times they told him something that didn't make sense until the future type of thing.
Yeah, that's yes. They speak like in parables, kind of riddles.
Correct,
But,
correct. So what did you think about Echidna?
mm, I didn't like her. I didn't
Now,
like her.
what's your thoughts as far as the mythology behind Echidna?
Echidna, compared to the show, she's totally different. But then again, all of them are pretty much, so I can't really like they. I don't. The actress is okay, but I don't think she doesn't. To me, in my opinion, when I see her talking and acting, I don't see her as Echidna, and she's like she reminds me of Fatima, even though it's not the same shit. Because she's like the mother of monsters, so they all got the same stereotype.
Yes.
But I
Yes, that's
person
actually when I think Echidna, that's what I think. I think the mother monster. I think that image that's next to the one we looking at, that drawing of the
the
real
serpent
demon
and the
s looking, yeah, like a real monstrous type of woman that gives birth to these other more. Because remember, isn't she also like the wife of Typhon or whatever? These is monstrous type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
the
she's
actress,
like a gorgon. She's not a gorgon, but she's kind of like she was half snake.
well,
So,
isn't
but
she some type of Titan? Because she's married to a Titan or whatever the case is. And Typhon was one of the ones that got punished in Tartarus, no?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So she's got to be at minimum a Titan S type of person.
she's half. She's like half, man. Like honestly, she's the daughter of Tartus and Gaia. So she's part like Titan, like you said, and part God. So she's kind of like how we were talking about the other person. She's not even part human. Like she has no human in her whatsoever. I'm pretty sure she was the daughter of Phanes, and he's the Orphic father of all gods. So she pretty much is. She's not depicted, in my opinion. in the show the way she should be.
The
That
most they
she's
gave us is that they showed one of the monsters she allegedly birthed. What was it, the Chimera or whatever that little dog or whatever she had with her was?
the Chimera was the one with the tail and the horns that chased Percy and he got locked up in
Yeah,
when he
but if I
pushed.
remember correctly, didn't it start as her pet? Like she was,
Yeah,
he's the one that sent the Chimera after his ass.
yeah. She sent them after him. Trying to think what else, man, because if I'm not mistaken, she's also has something to do with the goddesses and the sticks. I'm trying to remember because she definitely I think she's the daughter. So the one of the sticks is one of the sticks is her daughter, I think, or she's the daughter of one of the sticks. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Is it Paris? Parius? Cassanius? I'm not sure. I apologize. I know she was the daughter of Phanes too, for sure. So there's a lot with her in Greek mythology for sure on how she's connected with so many different titans and Olympian gods and has children of her own.
Yeah, well, she's disgusting. I ain't even gonna hold you. The way they,
Yeah,
I
I don't
guess
like
they
it.
did easier on her eyes by giving us that actress than not giving us that monstrous depiction of that chick right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is the hair and the hand and that. But
There's
that's
no
what
way
she
I would
was.
rock with that. But yes, they mentioned Typhon and they gave us the Chimera. Now, this
Yeah,
story, I think they went crazy with. What you think about the Medusa story?
Medusa,
The
Medusa,
movie didn't
Medusa.
get it right, but I don't think this shit got it right neither. Well, maybe
Nah,
some of
none
it,
of them.
because the way she was explaining the story, the way she was angered about what happened, I think she would be that way.
She might be that way, but the whole point is that he cut her head off because she was in used to put the invisible thing hat over her head when he should have used the shield, a reflection of the shield, something to show some type of reflection because that's how he does it in the Greek mythology. He takes the shield and sees the reflection off of her, so he can't get because he can't get stoned, and then he chops her head off.
Now,
This one is
you know what? It's
nothing
funny you
similar.
bring that up, the chopping head off. So,
Hmm.
based off of that statement, so if her head was chopped off by Perseus 2,000 years ago, or whatever the act, the alleged, age was, how do they keep coming back? So are they saying that they die, but no matter what, they're gonna come back regardless, and the next set of heroes gotta face them, and that's gonna be like that for forever? Is that what they're trying to say in these stories, you think?
I know they can come back from Styx, and if they go to Tartarus and Hades, if they can be allowed to come back. I don't know if the show is going to do it like that. These beings, once they die, they go to a different place, right? They have a whole like different area for them that where the gods go when they die. So I don't know how they're going to depict it in the show and why some of these beings keep coming back into different avatars. Because the spirit, the body dies, but energy transfers over. So I understand that, but the way the show's doing it, I couldn't even tell you what's going on and why
I
they
know
keep
in the
coming back.
books, towards this, as we started reading more into the series, you started to realize that Kronos was somehow involved with Gaia and all that stuff, bringing these
Hmm.
monsters back quickly. But Camp Half Blood has been going around. Just the basis that we follow them from little kids tells you that these monsters must keep coming back. Didn't okay, like for example, the Minotaur. We seen the Minotaur in the first episode, the first movie, etc., etc. Didn't somebody kill the Minotaur in back in when the story was originally done?
Yeah, I'm sure, but there's more. I'm sure. Well, do you remember the name of the person you're talking about? The person of the Minotaur, because there's more than one. They're like a
Well,
species.
Well, the labyrinth, the Minotaur and the labyrinth didn't one wasn't that oh man, was it Theseus? No, it might not have been Theseus. Who's the dude on the ship? Because he was a pimp and he used to use chicks. Because the story was the person who killed the Minotaur used a princess to told him the way, like, yo, you're gonna need string. That's the hustle. And she gave him that answer with the okay, I'm gonna tell you how to do this, but then you got to take me with you when you leave. So I think it's the dude from the Odyssey, which I can't remember his name right now.
Odysseus.
Odysseus, yeah, I think it was Odysseus that actually bodied the Minotaur. I could be wrong though, but I don't think the Minotaur would have been able to come after Percy Jackson if unless they're trying to say that there's no way to kill these entities, you know what I'm saying, these demigods or whatever the case might be.
Well, the min I remember the Minotaur being killed by Theseus, and I
Could have
remember
been
something of
Theseus.
huh? Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
said it
sure
could have been Theseus.
in the mythology, I think it was Theseus who managed to get through everything, and like I think the labyrinth or whatever it was, and the king's daughter, Aradian or whatever her name was. I think she was the one that was
Yes,
with him.
yes. That's what
And
I'm
so
saying.
yeah,
Yo, that's one thing that they made chicks mad, like seem mad gullible back in the days. Because a few people they did it to Cersei. How many times we
yeah,
seen Odysseus G Cersei up just to get off? Like, yeah, I got you. Just help me get off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You good? Yeah, I'm gonna save you. I love you. Yeah, just get me off. Just get me off
yeah.
this fucking island. And we've seen that happen a few times. But now, okay, so let's get back to Medusa. First off, the fact that they depicted her fly is crazy because they actually picked a fly chick to actually play this person. Now, okay, so now which version of the story is accurate to you, my brother? Because I've heard two. I've heard that the Medusa was punished by Athena, and that's how she became what she became. But I've also heard that she's a Gorgon, which is a sister of three. So which
Mhm.
is he? Was she always a monster type of thing, or was she turned into a monster?
She was turned into a monster, but she has, man. How was it? Uriel. I know Uriel is one of her sisters, and Cento was one of her sisters. And I think she had two daughters, for Pharisees and Ceto. But
So wait,
Medusa was the
so
only one
Athena
that
is
was
so
mortal. Yeah, Medusa was the only one that was mortal until she got cursed.
oh, okay,
That
okay,
that
okay,
was the
okay.
only difference. Yeah,
So they just cursed her into like, okay, you down with them motherfuckers. You down with
pretty
them
much.
bitches now. That's it.
Yep, that
That's
was pretty
fucked
much what
up.
happened.
That's fucked up. But I guess, I can see it. You Athena, you upset as a motherfucker. You can't beat your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Poseidon is one of the big three. So I guess
Definitely.
you get mad, and what you do, you punish you bitch. It was your fault. You looking so damn good. It was your fault. Turn her into a fucking demon. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, that was. How'd you
That's
feel
actually
about the
hilarious.
whole St. Louis arc that they had Athena in?
Oh, the way she popped up. You know what?
The way,
That wasn't horrible. And the second season, she pops up again, man. Well, okay. How do you feel about Athena being a black chick? Again, I hear these stories, and I don't know. I guess well, first off, is Greek, and I don't think
right.
there's too many dark skinned Greeks, or am I wrong? I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, damn, I feel bad because then I sound racist as fuck. But I don't think
No,
there's
it's
too many
not. No,
dark
no, it's
skinned.
not. There are some out there, but some of the Greeks, depending on what part they tan very well.
That
If you
okay,
wanna,
okay, that I've heard. But when I
they
think
tan
Greek, when I think Roman, I'm thinking the Italian region, and
right.
that tends to be a fair skinned, but yes, tan well people, but a fair skinned people overall. Though you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed. and I agree with you. Like I don't know. I've always had a problem with that, with shows who, and I'm gonna go use comic books as a reference. When they change just all the person's gender and race and ethnicity or what or color of the skin from a person that was original, like making a black Superman, for example, or taking Storm from
I
X-Men
think
and
that's more
make
of
her
a
into
problem.
a white man. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think that's more of a problem. If you
I
feel like, okay, you know what, we need more black superheroes or Asian, whatever, then make them. The same way you made Superman, the same way you made
hmm
Batman, make a black superhero. Make a, you know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and change the one I know. That shit don't
yeah.
make no sense to me.
They even did an Asian Superman. I was tripping. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is getting a
well,
little
they
out of
know
hand.
they went crazy when they did the gay one. That shit blew my
Yeah,
mind. I'm like, are you
yeah.
serious? I'm like, that is that something we really needed? We really needed to do a gay Superman. That's what we was aiming for.
Yeah, sometimes I think they just got to fit the narrative of what's going on in the world, but that's just me. The writers, anyway.
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense though.
Yeah, but I didn't
But
mind it.
as far as the actress, she was easy on the eyes. So if they was trying to hire her just off of that, I guess they succeeded. But for
Yeah, and
that
that
to be
wasn't
the
her real
Medusa
form
one,
anyway. So yeah, I can. But we got to remember, she was Medusa was very attractive. She was very attractive, and if I'm not mistaken, she converted Medusa turned into Cleopatra.
is that
I think
that's supposedly the same story?
that's the same story and the same person, and then Cleopatra, and then she, after the Egyptian, she turns into what is she? What is she in? Oh, gee, it'll come back to me. I gotta think. But yeah, they're all counterparts for the most part, and yeah, she ended up turning into or to portraying Cleopatra and marrying Mark Antony and having the child and all that stuff. It's all based on the same story.
That's crazy. That you just put me on to. That I did not know. I did not know that. All right, so who played the better Medusa? Shorty right here, or you think it was Uma Thurman? That's who did it in the movies.
Man, I liked Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman. She was a good actress back then, but oh man, that's a tough question. I might have to take. I have to take this one right here. Whoever this actress is, because I don't know her. I think she portrayed a little better, and then I guess the way they finished her off in the Uma Thurman's version was more to the continuity than how it happened in this one when she got her head cut off.
This is Jessica Park Kennedy. Parker
Jessica
Kennedy,
Parker
excuse me.
Kennedy. Definitely easy
Definitely
on the
easy on the
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't take nothing away from that. Definitely can't. So as far okay, so your the first season after everything wrapped up, was that something that you was like, you know what, I could stick with this.
Yeah, I definitely liked it better than the movies and the characters and considering it's a Disney Plus thing, I can't really complain. I think they're doing a good job. And if they're getting renewed, like you said, they're going by the books in order. And right now, this is the Olympians, the book The Olympians, correct? That's where we're at right now in the
Yes.
story.
Yes. Well,
So
the first season is the Lightning Thief. So we're still, yes, we're basically in the Olympia storyline.
okay, yeah. So I think so. I think the show's gonna if it continues and people are watching, I think it's gonna do well. And as long as they don't write themselves into a corner and actually do better than the movies, I think they'll be fine.
Well, it seems like the format, having watched season two already, the format that they're going with is each season is a book.
Yeah,
So
that's what.
season one was the Lightning Thief. Season two is basically the Sea of Monsters.
Mhm.
And then, season three is going to be whatever, down the line. Because I don't know if you realize these books connect directly. Like Rick Riordan, he got crazy with it. And these books went so these books are actually directly connected with other books he created about other gods of other, like he has something going down with like Egyptians. He got something going down with Norse. And then
So
he
are
start
those are the
connecting
ones
all
that are
these
coming up that
demigods.
came out?
Yes, yes. And literally he start connecting these demigods from different. He even went as far as to connect the Romans too. He made it seem like the Romans had another camp. But the crazy part is which where it starts getting like, you gotta believe in like, April Fools type shit. They're saying that these two like camps, so you got the Greek camp and you got this Roman camp, and yet they're filled with demigods, and yet none of these demigods come across each other at any point in time. It's
Well,
like
the
the
demi.
world ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? The world ain't that big. It's like, oh yeah, we got a base in Puerto Rico. And then the Greek is like, oh well, we got a base in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico ain't that big. See, other motherfuckers didn't know that y'all was both there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck?
Agreed. My little island. Someone would know something. So
But I did like the way they did the portrayal of that because okay, so while the Greeks they made the Greeks have like a camp, so to speak, they made the Romans almost like an army. Their shit wasn't no little camp. These
right.
motherfuckers had like generals and they had like they made it real warlike on the Roman side. Even down to their original training, how like we see Percy Jackson get picked up by Grover, get picked up by a homie in the wheelchair that we find out later is a centaur. They get picked up on by the Romans by a wolf. And the wolf dragged their ass for training, basically. And these motherfuckers got to be hard all through it. And and they also give us one chick that I guess went to both, so to speak. Anyway, we'll get there when they come. I don't want to blow up too much about the future of the of the franchise.
No spoilers.
So going back, so let's go all the way back because I'm curious on. I want you to rate the accuracy. All right, so Zeus, 1 to 10. What you think? Did he do it? What he was supposed to do? Is he Zeus for you?
I'll give him a 7.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna give him a 7. His acting, the anger, the look it was is good. The look, no, I didn't. I don't. I mean, like I said, it takes a lot away from me. The changing of a lot of stuff that I don't think that should have been changed, and maybe that's a little biased, but I'll give it a 7.
All right, fair enough. And we got Poseidon, 1 to 10. Is he Poseidon for you? Toby Stevens?
I'll give Poseidon a 7 as well. It'll be a 7.5. He looks apart to me. He could have longer hair, whatever, but he looks the part. The actor I'm not familiar with, but he did pretty good with the acting. I just I think they could have did a lot more with him with that character. I think Percy
I
had
don't
more
know.
action, in my opinion, than he did being Poseidon. That's
Yeah,
why I'll
that's a
give him a
fact.
7. I'll give him a 7.5.
All right, I'm with that. I don't know. I'll give him like a 6. And the only reason I'll give him a 6 is because I kind of, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like Poseidon would be like a Jason Momoa in Aquaman type of look. Like you
Yeah.
said, longer hair, real tan because he's been in the sun all the time. But you know what I'm saying, real.
The beard's got to
This
be
dude
longer,
seemed like
right?
he a farmer.
Yeah. Time to go trucking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he
you know what
does.
I'm saying. He don't give me. I'm the Lord of the seas. You know what I'm saying. He give me. I'm about to go farming, brother. I got some corn I got to pluck.
This is no, don't really
Aiden,
give me that vibe.
1 to 10. What you thinking? Did he pull it off? Is he Hades?
Not in my opinion. I'm gonna give Hades a 6.5.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same level. They definitely could have did better.
Way better because he's just
And
man.
the movie Hades wasn't much better neither. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I don't know. They could have somebody could have gave him more. They should have gave it to Ozzy Osbourne if they was gonna give it to this dude. They feel like that's what they was trying to reach for.
Yes, he's not an easy character to portray, especially because he's more neutral. And a lot of people didn't really fear Hades because of the person. They feared more the death and being in the underworld. So they don't really portray Hades the way he was in Greek mythology.
Or the best portrayal I think of Hades was Orpheus. They actually gave that man a little bit of a soul. You know what I'm saying? He was like, listen, you know what? I get it. Y'all love each other. You wanna save her. And you know what? I wanna help you. So this is what we're gonna do. If you can get your ass out and not look back, you got this. Just the fact that he gave Orpheus a chance is crazy. Orpheus fucked it up, but he gave him a chance though.
Yeah, he did.
So Dionysus, 1 through 10, what you think?
I'm gonna give him like a 9. Just because he's funny to me. And I like the actor. Probably being biased
Yeah, I'm
again,
about to
but I'll
say.
give but I'll give him a 9.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, 8.5 to a 9 because he's playing the role. He's playing the role. The fact that he's sitting there, he drinking Dr. Pepper like his liquor is hilarious to me.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny guy, man.
Definitely, Aries definitely get an 8. At least I'm giving him an 8.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go a little higher. I'm gonna have to give him a 9. I'm gonna give him a 9, not just because it's Adam Copeland and he's a wrestler and I'm a fan of wrestling. His acting's not that bad, and he was just all over the place, screwing people over and manipulating people. I'm giving him a 9.
Yeah, he definitely was pulling it off. I ain't even gonna hold you. Hermes, 1 through 10.
6.
Yeah, he was horrible. I give him definitely like a 5. Fucking Lin Miranda. That guy's trash.
Yeah.
Hephaestus, 1 through 10. Timothy Osmundson.
Osmundson, Mr. Osmundson. Might have to give him a 6 as well.
Yeah, definitely. Especially that you told me that this guy is supposed to be all like horrid looking and everything like that.
Oh, they
He
beat
he
him down, bro.
good.
They beat him down.
It's
I
like,
had
well,
him
he got a
socking
little
and
little
everything.
scar. He got a little scar on his forehead, and that's supposed to be a horrid looking god. That's crazy. I'm thinking 7.5, 8 for Chiron. Even
I'm
though
with
I
you
don't
on
know
that
if I
one.
feel him training anybody. That's the centaur.
Yeah, you don't really. Yeah, I'll give him the same thing, 7 or 8. And he's is just his acting and the whole surprising, and because nobody really knew who he was until I forgot what episode it was. After he gave him the pen and stuff like that, and then he ended up finding out that it was him. So yeah, he's a good actor. Um, I'll give him that. I think, like I said earlier, they don't really do too much with them like they do in Greek mythology, but he was decent. I like these girls.
Uh, so as far as the Furies go, 1 through 10, I
The
actually like her
Fury.
as an actress too. She was in that show, Dharma and Greg. She was the drunk chick. She's hilarious.
Oh, Karen, but she. No, that's not Dharma and Greg. My fault. That's a different movie. That's a different. Dharma and Greg was the
Yeah, I
blonde
think
chick.
her name was Karen, so I could be right. I could have got the name of the show wrong. Will and Grace.
There you go. Yeah, Karen. Karen from Will and Grace. Yeah, that's her. That was her.
Yes, that's who she was, Will and Grace. Yes, she's actually one of the Furies in this, and it's hilarious. But look at her face, though. She pulled it off, I think. So I'm gonna give her 8. clearly.
I want to give them a 10. I'm gonna give the Fury in general, not just her, but the Furies a 10. I like the way they were doing stuff. Not the Furies, the Sisters of Fate. I like the way they were doing. I'm gonna give them a 10.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Little
Echidna,
biased, but
I'm
still.
going low. 4. They could have did way better than this shit.
And I'm about to drop that to a 3.
Hey, Echidna. Nah, 8.5. 8.5, I'm getting Medusa. That's
I'm
because
with
she
you with the
bad looking.
8.5. Yeah, I'm a same 8.5. Mostly because he's easy on the eyes. Another bias. Another bias.
So what do you think about the portrayal of the river Styx and stuff like that on the show? You think that was an accurate look of what they gave us on the show?
No, no.
What could they have changed?
A lot more souls. Because the sticks, if I'm not mistaken, once you drop to the sticks, you have like different souls that go with you. So there's should be several, like thousands of different ghost souls, and then they should be pulling you down and trying to drag you down with them every time as
Or
far as you
especially if
going.
you alive. Yeah, I was because
Especially,
that's the stories I've always heard. If you was a living soul in Tartarus and Hades and all that, they was coming at you.
yeah, you're cooked, literally.
Yeah, they not a happy camper. They mad that they not alive, and you're gonna how dare you flaunt your life in front of them type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about the depiction of Sharon, the river? What is it? The river boat captain or whatever he is.
He was all right. It's not too hard to mess up the boat captain. I think if they could have did a better job when it comes to some of the stuff that it was okay in my opinion, but it's like you can't really mess it up. You can't. You got to just answer the questions, coins to the boatman. Like there's so many different things that you can do, but you can't really mess that up. So I thought he was all right
Well, the big thing was the coins, right? Whoever buried you had to put coins on your eyes
on your
for the
eyelids for the boatman. For him
yeah, so
actually.
the
Yeah,
boatman can.
it's like a payment and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's what got you across the river Styx, so to speak. They didn't even mention none of that. Well, I guess they kind of did because he had to give him a what was it, a doc or drama, or something like that.
I think they like mentioned it kind of, but not really showed it. They didn't literally say put these coins here, or you're supposed to do this because of this. I think they implied it.
So just random throwing out random questions. What do you think was the most accurate god in season one?
The most accurate God of season one. And all in general, like out of any of them, not
Yeah,
just
any one of
bad.
them. What you think was the yeah? What was the most accurate? What gave you the most accurate, accurate look of the god it portrayed? He or she portrayed.
I would say the fates.
All
The
right,
fates
fair
was
enough.
yeah, the fates were more depicted closer to anything. Because let me tell you something, man. These gods can are way more. Even Zeus, the way he was, is way more ruthless in the mythology than he is in the show. Like really bad. And I'm not talking about just the stuff that we were talking about, like taking. I'm talking about if he anything that got in his way, he was taking out, and it didn't make a difference who it was or how he had to do it. And he was like his anger was depicted like way worse too, like his rage and outbursts and stuff like that.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. Zeus is good. He definitely was pretty accurate and prepared. Um, I think some of the like Medusa was accurately portrayed. I think if you want to consider her a goddess, because I actually think she would have definitely been scorned. But I think overall the best one was Athena. The way they gave you Athena. So we
Yeah,
know Athena was born from Zeus's mind. You said earlier. It's
yeah,
crazy how in the story they make it seem like that's how she gives birth to her children. And being the goddess of wisdom, the goddess of war, the goddess of all that type of stuff, she really don't got no connection to her kids, especially in the story. She seems not to have no connection. So the way the
Yes.
lady comes in and she's like, "Oh yeah, hi darling," it's like you feel that no connection. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she's in the book, they tell you that she just came to homie that she was with, and the dude was a scientist or something like that. So she was basically aroused by his intelligence, chilled with him, and then the next day it was like, "Yo, here's your daughter," and kind of like just walked off, just walked off like peace. So, that portrayal of the goddess of war and wisdom, I would assume that that's how she would be. She didn't give birth, she didn't push this person out. It came through thought. And it happened because of intelligent conversation. So I guess I could see that she wouldn't have no real connection.
Yes. But another thing is, I don't know if you've ever heard of there's an alternate variation of the myth that Pallas was Athena's father instead of Zeus and attempted to assault his own daughter. And then Athena had to kill him. I don't know if you knew about that. And
Really
he had to take his skin as a trophy.
gangster.
And she
Some
was
of these stories be crazy.
and she was also the goddess of fertility too.
That was Hera too, though, right? Isn't Hera allegedly a goddess of fertility or something like that? Childbirth or some shit?
Yeah, I think she was one of them. Because you know how they have like they could be the goddess of three or four things. I think she was one of them before Athena, and then Athena took over after she was born. Because she's Hera's like more the queen of heaven, the queen of Olympus kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough. So which monster do you think was portrayed best?
That's a good question. The Chimera. The Sybaris was all right, but the Rottweiler thing kind of threw me off. But I did like the Chimera. The Chimera looked pretty accurate with the tail and the head and the horns and stuff, in my opinion.
Okay, I'll probably lean in towards first episode, Minotaur. That Minotaur, mentally what I thought a Minotaur would, a bull man type of thing. It was, I guess, a lot bigger, but yeah, give or take. That's kind of what I thought would be chasing your ass if you was in that time and you was in that labyrinth back in them days. So I would give it to them, definitely to the Minotaur.
And that's pretty. I mean, the Minotaur was dope. I liked it, considering the fact that it's not like movie graphics, and it's a show. It was done well.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So now, actually, it's funny that your picture's still up. So speaking of Medusa, the story of Medusa, what do you think? Is she a villain, or did Perseus kill actually an innocent person who was cursed with some bullshit?
There was nobody innocent in this pantheon, but it's more the second one, because she was a human, mortal, regular person that was good. Then she got cursed, which made her mad, and she just did things that she did because of it. She probably wouldn't have done it if she wasn't cursed. And then the whole point of Perseus getting sent to get Medusa's head, that was all set up anyway. So she was an innocent person who got caught, pretty much turned into something kind of like not evil, but does bad things because of what happened. And then guilty of circumstance. I don't think she was ever evil to begin with. She was really never a bad character. They just turned her into the to that character.
What's your thoughts? Do you think demigods could exist today? Do you think this is even like possible?
Today,
Or
oh,
is it just good
100%.
story?
No, they're not story. I think they exist. I think they exist today. I think they existed in the beginning of time. And when I say beginning of time, I mean the construct, not the creation. And every every pantheon, every mythology has something, whether it's a half human, half angel, half human, half demon, half human, half alien. It doesn't matter. Those were considered demigods. Anything, anything that was a half, not from this world to this world, was considered a demigod, and they were everywhere. In every they were just called something different in every mythology and religion.
Is there anywhere that you think Poseidon would have been worshipped more than Zeus? Is that even
Oh,
possible?
definitely. Oh, yeah, that's definitely possible, and it's a thing. Like, I want to say the bronze or silver age, Poseidon was worshipped way more than Zeus was. He also was, trying to think here if I can remember correctly. He was the king and the ruler of the earth and the underworld at one point before Zeus. I believe it was called Palos and Therbes. It's kind of like the Mycenaean Greece part back in those times. He was actually the protector and the supreme ruler of the palace, and he was the primary god and the deity. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually had games for him in honor of the Olympic Games, like rivaling the Olympic Games. So they had games just like the Olympic Games for Poseidon that rivaled it. And Bacosha, like the coastal cities, they featured like massive cults of Poseidon.
That's crazy. Cults? They by the ocean just praying? Yeah. Get him,
Yeah,
Father. Yeah.
all those
What you
cults.
think, dude? The monsters, 'cause it's like I said, like we just mentioned, the story seems to keep saying these monsters keep coming back. As you think that's something that's possible to have some of these monsters still exist today?
Yes, I think these monsters, or whatever you call, so the in our days today, we have things known as cryptids that people allegedly have seen, and conspiracy theorists have mentioned in the past, like Wendigos and Skinwalkers, Sasquatch, Abdominal Snowmen, Mothman. Those, I would like to say that those are those beings and demigods and things that we are talking about from interdimensional beings, not even off world. I think they're interdimensional. You just can't see them. They're already, they just been here the whole time. And these, Antarctica is another place that you can't go through. I'm pretty sure there's something that has to do with it there. And just other places throughout time that these giants, whether people believe it or not, whether they say it's religion, whether they say it's just a book, and you just in a story, even if you consider it happened back in the day, these things were massive, buried under the Euphrates River, allegedly chained, and all different kinds of things. And these stories are based off these beings. So they can't simply just disappear and not exist no more. I feel like they're just hidden.
That makes sense. So as far as we mentioned the fates, we mentioned Zeus. So could the fates overrule Zeus by your knowledge?
Can they overrule Zeus? I don't think
Zeus is the
so.
king of the gods. That's
He's the
common
king of,
knowledge.
yeah, he's the king of the of Olympus, which is, if I'm
So now
not
you have
mistaken, Olympus is just considered like outer space. It's not even a real mountain. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
for all we know, it could be the Anunnaki spaceship, brother. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But if it was the fates, if it was those three sisters that supposedly could even snip Zeus's cord, do you think if there was a situation that they could overrule Zeus?
Well, there could be a particular situation they may be able to overrule to rule Zeus. It all depends on where it's happening. It all depends on who and what is a part of it. If it's just the Sisters of Fate and Zeus, and where he has more power, where they have more power, there could be there's a lot of different variables that, for a hypothetical situation, I would probably need a better scenario. Like if they were like in in the underworld, or if they were on Mount Olympus, and the Sisters of Fates were there talking to Zeus, they're screwed. No matter what anybody says. If they were in the territory of the Sisters of Fate, or even like in the middle, they might have a chance.
Well, okay, Zeus is on Mount Olympus, and he got his lightning bolt, and he's about to kill a mortal. And the fates show up, and they like, nah, you can't do that. That mortal's meant for better things, so no. Can they tell that man, no, you can't do that?
Oh, they could tell him. They can tell him. He doesn't have to listen. She's probably gonna throw that bolt right at him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So okay, now going. We spoke of Hades. We spoke of the underworld, which is basically, ironically, also called Hades. Why do you think it's separated into four sections, or into the amount of sections it is? It could be more than four sections for all I know. You would know better.
So hate the underworld. The
Yes.
underworld was split in. Man, I'm trying to even see if I can remember. The underworld was split for sure, and if I'm not mistaken,
But you figure you got Tartarus, which is
yeah,
allegedly the worst part. Then
yeah,
you got
they're split for different reasons, but I'm trying to remember why they were split. Like why they divided it. Like I can't remember off the top of my head why they divided it. But they have like that. Yeah, you have your different sections that you have different meanings and for different reasons. But I can't remember. Like I'm trying to remember why.
I remember Elysian. Elysian is the good one, right? That's like heaven, so to speak.
Yeah, there's like a bad side, a good side, and then like a middle to describe it. But the Greek mythology is described different than it is in other ones. So you're like in a pocket where you have like so you know how you have purgatory in Christianity, which is like a waiting place, and then you have uh hell allegedly, and then you have the good part, which is heaven. It's all in the same place in Tartarus. So you'll have a waiting period where you have to wait. Then you'll have a place where you get tortured, and then you have a place where you're kind of peaceful, even though you're still in hell, kind of thing.
Damn. So you just had a whole different type of journey after you died based off of Greek mythology.
Yeah, you got to go through. It's like it's going through what a lot of people call the nine stages of hell, Dante's Inferno, uh, Gnosticism. They count it as they call it the seven archons, and you have to answer questions and remember who you are, which is gnosis, is pure knowing. And then once you know all that, you can proceed. So Tartarus is like the same thing, but you have to do everything there instead of ascending to different levels, like Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno.
It's a classic one, Dante's Inferno.
Yep. And then
All right.
The Buddhists call it the Tibetan wheel of life, and it's the same thing, very similar. It's all a representation of the afterlife and what you got to do to get through the afterlife.
Okay. Okay. Um, so the camp had blood. What myth do you think is what inspired it? Because we already came to the conclusion that we don't think that I don't. Well, you said that you're pretty sure that Chiron wasn't doing camps for Hercules back in the days. So where do
No, it
you
was
think
more like the
that?
Romans were, like you were talking about how the Romans did more treated them like soldiers. It was more like that. how he trained them, but with magic and arrows, bows and arrows, and taught them how to read and all that stuff, not just
That's what I'm saying. So where do you think they would have got? So you think it would have been because he, like I told you, some of the series eventually is it goes down that route and we follow the Romans. But do you think is that where he got the idea for the camp in general was from the Romans? Is that why you think he might have brought it back to the Romans because that's where he originally got the idea from?
that's a very good possibility. I'm not sure. I'm not like I don't know too much about the writer himself and like his knowledge about things and what inspired him. But yeah, it would make sense because they go together hand in hand.
Okay, makes sense. So what do you think? Okay, so as far as modern time, 2026, with all the craziness in the world, which Olympian do you think would have been the most misunderstood right now?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And right now, I have two in mind that would be very, very misunderstood, and that's Poseidon and Hades.
Why
I
is that?
personally think these days they're not going to understand because he's misunderstood kind of in general when it comes to a lot of things. Hades is misunderstood because Hades is feared, but Hades was never he wasn't like Zeus and one of those bad guys like that that just would take what they want, do what they want, and stuff like that. He was just more. He was feared because of the representation of being dead, dying, and being controlled your soul in the underworld. So a lot of people probably today would think that he's evil and will torture you and kind of like like a reverse Satan type thing.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So based off of the, all the Greek knowledge you have, which myth do you think would work best for a Percy Jackson episode?
Hmm. So are we any myth? It could be any myth, or does it have to be like something like Zeus, like something that happened with Zeus and something like that? Because I think if they're gonna like mix and match like they're doing with everything like that, I would like to see the whole lion, the Hercules story with killing the lion. But I don't remember how old Hercules was when he did that, and I don't know if they can picture it in the show. But
I
if they're
think
gonna
that
do
was
something,
one of the I think that was one of the what is it, the seven endeavors of Hercules. And he was pretty much an adult because isn't that his punishment for killing his wife? Even though it wasn't his fault, he was punished to do what is it, the 11 labors or whatever of Hercules.
yeah, I
And
think
I'm
that was
pretty
one of
sure
them.
the Nemean lion was one of those labors. So he was 18. Again, I could be wrong, but I've always thought of these heroes 18, 19, 20 type thing.
So then they definitely have time to do it then, because Percy's like what right now? You think
14.
high school,
Yeah,
14? Yeah,
season two just went into the fleece. So shit, who knows?
the
Because the
Golden
fleece
Fleece. Yeah,
wasn't that one of the Hercules challenges too to get the
the
fleece,
golden to get the Golden Fleece. I
or
don't
was that
recall, to be honest.
Odysseus?
I don't think Odysseus. I know it's yeah. I don't think Hercules got the Golden Fleece.
Yeah, I know
Odysseus.
one of the
That seems more. Yeah, that seems more likely. That sounds more
yeah,
familiar
because
to
they
me.
had to go to the island. They had to fight. They had to fight the Cyclops
Hmm.
all for the fleece.
Yeah. Didn't they pull it out of his mouth? No, I can't remember if they pulled it out of his mouth.
So if the ancient Greeks watched season one, what you think would surprise them most besides the TV? 'Cause that fucked their whole head up.
uh man, I want to say the actors that played a part would freak them out. Well, not freak them out. I think they would be like us and kind of complain or or think about it like, why did they change the gender, or why did they change the color of this person? I think that's what they would think these days if they were to see it.
I think they would have laughed when they saw Zeus. They'd have been like, "Damn, that dude is purple."
Yeah, that's probably the one they would have got the most. That would have got them the most. They probably would have been talking mad stuff, to be honest.
They'd have been like, "He don't look like me. Who the hell is that?"
Man, who's that? He's got the boat, but what? Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes I think they just picked a good actor and don't care. You know. So,
Yeah, but see, that's stupid. I'd rather get an actor that fits the. Again, this always goes back to what I always say. These people get these adaptations and then choose to take liberties with them. Not just the liberties with the myths, like we happen to be talking about, but I'm talking about just liberties in general. Like if the story, they pay this amount of money for these rights, so why aren't you just doing what you paid for it for a reason? You thought it was good enough to spend X amount of millions of dollars for the rights to make a movie, and then you feel you could do better for that. Why buy the rights for that? Just do better if you feel you can do better. That should never make sense to me.
no, it doesn't.
Well, we've been rocking for about an hour and a half, Jay. So we about to wrap it up.
Yeah, you want to?
All right.
If you don't think we have anything else we need to discuss or anything
Well, you
like
let me
that,
know. Let me know. You got something else you want to throw out there? Throw it out there, brother.
I think. Well, we could go back to the Golden Fleece real quick because we didn't really talk too much about the Golden Fleece. For anybody who doesn't know about the Golden Fleece, it's a winged ram, born from the sea god Poseidon and the nymph and one of the nymphs. I can't remember her name. So it was given in gratitude, if I'm not mistaken, to Zeus as a gift from the king of Colchis. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he hung it and dedicated it to Ares instead, and it was washed over by like a sleepless fire dragon. That's the myth of it. The whole
Like seven
rescue of it.
sisters
What?
and the seven sisters or some shit like that. Maybe there was some kind of princesses or something involved in the story too, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's because the nymph, if I'm not mistaken, she had to send the ram to save her two children from being sacrificed or something like that. And then that's how that ended up coming into play with those seven sisters. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong, but the Golden Fleece was definitely it was like a journey. I think the ram flew like dividing Europe and Asia, if I'm not mistaken, and fell into the water and drowned. And I think then after that, the strait was named Hellsport or Hellsport for her honor, and Frixus, pretty much reached the kingdom.
Damn,
So
okay.
I'm not. So that's pretty much kind of like from what I remember of the origins of the Golden Fleece.
All right, to go back to what I asked you earlier about what myth I would like to see an episode from. You know what I was just thinking of? What would be funny, even though it would have to be a funny twist, because it's actually, if I remember correctly, it's a little bit of a dirty story. The
Okay.
that queen that what was it? Apollo cursed with a naughty feelings for a bull. So she had that Greek genius build her a bull costume so she could do her thing with a bull.
And it was Zeus.
No, it
Zeus was the
wasn't Zeus
bull.
though.
No.
It was they cursed her. It was like Apollo. I forgot. It was either Apollo or Aphrodite, but somebody cursed her because again they was talking shit about gods, and the god cursed her to fall in love with a bull. So because of that, she had, which I can't remember his name, but the dude who built the labyrinth, he's like like an ancient Tesla, basically. You know what I'm saying? And allegedly, she had this man build her a suit where it would fashion her so she could get it on with this bull. The shit is a crazy story. Tell me you heard it.
Yeah, but I thought it was Poseidon that did it. I thought Poseidon cursed her.
But it could have been Poseidon.
Yeah, I think it was because I'm trying to because I'm kind of confused right now. Because from my recollection, I think it was Poseidon who cursed her to fall in love with the wasn't the bull white, and it was the
She
act
was
it
the
was the act
queen of
for her
yeah, yes,
husband.
that was the bull though. Yes, the bull was all white. Her name was Pasiphae or
Okay, of Crete.
Pasiphae.
She was from Crete. She was the one from Crete, right?
Yes, she was the queen of Crete, daughter of Helios,
Daughter of
and
Helios.
allegedly became the mother of the original Minotaur because she let the bull clap it.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
her
I know what
husband
I
was
remember what
Minos.
you're talking about. Yeah, so then it was Poseidon who did it for sure. It had to
Ah,
have
good
been.
job. Because as I finished reading, that's exactly what it says. He was supposed to sacrifice his prize bull to Poseidon as he promised. So Poseidon blessed him, with some kind of good shit, and he never did it. So Poseidon, in turn, he said, "Oh, you want to play games? You love your bull so much, your wife gonna love your bull too." Poseidon is hilarious. He said, "Your wife gonna love your bull too, homie," and he
Yeah, well, it
cursed
was
her.
revenge against her husband, I think. King Minos. What was his name? King? Was it
Yes,
Minos?
yeah, it was Minos. Yep, it was definitely Minos, which is hilarious. Oh, the genius I was talking about was the Daedalus. Greek names throw me
Dalius.
off.
Hell yeah, they do.
Daedalus, 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 the Daedalus. But she had him build a hollow wooden cow, and she was able to kind of slide into it and allow the bull to do his thing, which is how she gave birth to. Which that shit must have killed the Minotaur. That must have been
He
a
was
rough pregnancy.
wasn't he the architect or some shit like that? I'm trying to remember if he
Well,
was the
he
architect.
also built the labyrinth allegedly.
Oh,
Daedalus.
okay. So then yeah, he was the okay, yeah, so he was the architect. All right. Can't remember some of the stuff. Need to get a refresher from my Greek mythology.
Yep, he
So
was
he
the
yeah, he was the he
architect,
did
considered the architect and the craftsman, seen as the symbol of wisdom, knowledge, and power. He's also the one that flew out of the. He made the wings and flew out of
for
prison with his
Icarus.
son. But his son did that dumb shit.
Yeah, he was the one that made the wings for Icarus of wax, and he flew too close to the sun when he wasn't supposed to, if I'm not mistaken.
Because that's because they was trying to break out of jail, right? Wasn't that whatever they
Yeah,
was trying to escape?
yeah, they were trying to get out of the labyrinth, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. They
No,
were
because
getting
how
out of
would you
somewhere.
fly out of the labyrinth? They was trying to get out of something, but I don't think it was the labyrinth. Because remember, if you fly too high, the sun will melt the wings. If you fly too low, the water will moisten the wings and you'll be fucked up too.
Yep, that's true. I remember. I remember
So
that
it
for
was
sure.
something that was by water. So I think it was a prison or something like that. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, he was definitely punished. He was definitely punished and banned from Athens. So yeah, I mean, he could have been like in a prison or something, exiled. He was definitely exiled. Matter of fact, I think they were prisoned on Crete.
Oh, tell me that was his punishment for making the lady the cow suit. Tell me that was his punishment.
No, I think it was for killing his nephew. I think he killed his nephew or something like that, and that's why he was punished. If I'm not, I could be wrong
Oh,
though,
that's crazy.
because that's well, no, you know what? It could have been that he forced him to make the labyrinth because he killed his nephew. That's what it could have been, and then he got punished for building the other thing for the other stuff. So they could be both,
So I guess he
because
wasn't
he
that smart if he got caught for doing all that dumb shit.
nah, he got exiled, imprisoned. Yeah, He was a magnificent builder, though. But yeah, now
So,
yeah, I remember it. That's pretty much yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. Icarus and him and killing the nephew.
so we gonna rock again next week to do the next season, right? You gonna rock with me?
Definitely 100%.
All right,
Definitely
we're gonna
will.
have the
Will.
intro and everything situated by then, though, my brother. Word up, it won't be just me using my old joint.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good.
And then you're gonna rock with us doing the Midnight Law Society, right? The book joint.
Oh yeah, I already started it too. I already started it, so definitely.
All right, good. So that'd be something interesting to do down the line. All right. Anything else you wanna add, my brother?
Uh, no, I think we're good. I
Yeah,
think
pretty
we're
good.
good, and this stuff. This is an amazing show. I like talking about myths. It's amazing how stories can change and stuff like that.
Well,
And
that's a fact. And but that's what's gonna keep us entertained, basically. We're gonna keep bringing up every time they do a change, every time they do something that the stories and the myths really, because like I said, we've spoke about a lot of these stories, and the books or the TV shows really ain't touching nothing on the true stories. So they're just giving you slight hints, and that's basically it. But I'm still enjoying the hints. I ain't even gonna hold you, and hopefully they give us a lot more.
agree. I don't mind some of the adaptations that they take. I know they can't do if for a Disney show, they're not going to be able to do a lot of the ones that we would like to see. I can tell you that.
That's a fact. But you know what? I'm still happy that they doing better than them original movies. Them originals movies was for them to be movies, they was horrible.
100%.
But we want to thank y'all for rocking out with us. With me, Mr. Darce'lph, and my brother from another mother, Jaxson Reigns. And we hopefully we'll catch us next week when we do the next season. We're gonna ran through it and then we're gonna keep on going. Pick another show, another movie. If y'all got any ideas, anything y'all want us to talk about, throw it in the chat. Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Thank you, and I agree. Until next time.
Facts.
Whisper shout. Lights on, channel 9. Reviews, fights, dragons, high. And the Lola Diva está dura, como expose, como escura. I roll it up loud, pages flip like thunder. Comic book stack, got the heat, no blunder. Breaking down shows, yeah, movies get sliced. Crits on the mic like I'm rolling all dice. Lighting up green while the panels ignite. Superhero smoke, blow clouds in the night. Dungeon to the dragon, I'm the boss, that's fact. Got merch on the table, put the gold in the sack. 5150, I'm spitting reviews. TV, books, anime, drop all the news. Smash cut, fight scene, blood in the frame. Every bar hits like a boss fight game. Cinematic flow, keep the blade in the sheath. Light sparks flash, got the flame in my teeth. I curse, I rip, his channel's grown. Adult vibes only, yeah, I claim that throne. Adult vibes only, yeah, I claim that throne. En la mesa, dragones y dados. Crítico fuerte, los golpes son bravos. Humo en el aire, blunt encendido. Cultura mezclada, yo nunca me olvido. Comics y series, yo vendo mi merch. Todo el canal con la vibra de church. Luces brillando, reseñas al 100. El club explotando, lo canto también. Series y libros, reviews con poder. Películas caen, las pongo a perder. Dragones rugiendo, la mesa encendida. Dungeons and Dragons, me cambio la vida. Back to the fight, old school, new flame. Anime clash while I'm calling the game. Weed smoke rise and the neon is lit. Review every saga, I'm dropping that hit. Sword to the fist and the fist to the mic. Light up the channel, we ride every night.